Do you live in a world filled with corporate data? Are you plagued by siloed departments? Are your lackluster growth strategies demolishing your chances for success? Are you held captive by the evil menace, Lord Lack? Lack of time, lack of strategy, and lack of the most important and powerful tool in your superhero tool belt, knowledge. Never fear, HubHeroes. Get ready to don your cape and mask, move into action, and become the Hub Hero your organization needs. Tune in each week to join the League of Extraordinary Inbound Heroes as we help you educate, empower, and execute. HubHeroes, it's time to unite and activate your powers.
Yeah, it's that execution part that's key. I'm just saying, what's up, Hub Heroes? Welcome back to another episode of the Hub Heroes Podcast. I'm George B. Thomas. Of course, I'm here with Chad and Max.
Yo.
And listen, if you've been paying attention for the last few episodes, you know that we've been going deep on HubSpot record customization because we believe that you need to know how to take your CRM and make it so it actually works for the way your humans work. George, why are you talking like that? Anyway, today we're talking about a different conversation that needs to be had. I'm not sure how it's going to go, but HubSpot has just put a date on the calendar that every single Sales Hub user needs to know about. April 27th, we were talking about that in the green room, Chad. April 27th, that, ladies and gentlemen, is only 28 days. Well, from the time of this recording, whenever you're listening to this, it might be 27 or 26 days, depending upon how quick Noah is on editing this and getting it out to the world. But on that day, on April 27th, HubSpot is flipping the switch on the sales workspace for every account that has been using it before last August. The custom prospects tab, the custom deals tab, the task playlists you've built, all of that is being replaced with native CRM indexes. Anyway, here's the thing. This isn't just a UI fresh. This is HubSpot saying we had two parallel systems and we're making it one. Literally HubSpot's words out of the update, by the way. Guys, on paper, this sounds great. One setup, one interface, one experience. But there are humans out there who have built their entire sales workflow around the way that it works right now. And some of them are not happy about the change. I'm going to just lightly touch on this. There's literally a thread I shared with you guys before the show in Slack from HubSpot community calling this a major step backwards. And people saying it's feature removal disguised as innovation. By the way, I had ChatGPT summarize the post. I literally had to ask it a follow-up question of, are there any positive statements in this post? Because it just kept shooting out negatives, which I don't necessarily want to get into. Right. But today we're going to unpack all of it because, Chad, you and your team got like early access. And so I have some questions and we're just going to have a conversation around it. But you're actually behind the scenes, Chad, the one who brought up this topic because I was in Slack like, hey, guys, what do you want to talk about? And you said, how about the changes to sit? And I don't know now, looking back, if you're like, let me throw a big stick of dynamite into the show, or you were like, we need to have a valuable conversation.
Yeah.
But before we dig into this one, like, what are you seeing? Where's your brain at? Like, how are we going to conversate about this moving forward today, Chad?
Yeah. Well, for me, I mean, like my team, I had recently this year put them moving to Rad AI, put them on the sales workspace as one of the things that I rolled out for everybody, just to give our sales reps just a home base. Hey, we had kind of a little bit of a disparate thing. Sometimes people were jumping into HubSpot. They would have deals in HubSpot, but they'd like kind of do their own thing and keep track of stuff and then jump into HubSpot when it's time to do deal reviews and stuff, right? So now, boom, roll out sales workspace. And now they have a home base. They have some views that say, these are my deals that need updates. These are my deals that, that all of my deals, these are my open deals this year, these are my closed won deals, like just the standard things that you would do. You can do in an index view, but the sales workspace had a little bit of a thicker row, which was nice for the reps when they're trying to do actionable things in there. And then the sidebar was a nice big thick daddy as well. It would come out and have like a double wide sidebar. So you could actually like view the activities in there without having to leave the page you're on. So for actionable things, it was pretty helpful. It had like a deal stage ticker, the stage progression custom card in there, and some AI features as well. Like what's it's like the insights feature for deals of the AI features. So it had like some pretty useful things. We got them in there. And I think just talking about all of this now we're switching to the index pages in all of the different tabs. That's the general idea. And I think we can talk about this from the perspective I understand why HubSpot's doing what they're doing, but it's leaving a void of some of the really useful things that you now cannot completely recreate inside the sidebar. And my thoughts and fear is that the customer success workspace is going to get the same treatment here shortly. But maybe not, because the things they did in the customer success workspace were a little bit more modular, using more native stuff compared to the sales workspace. Sales workspace was their first stab at this. And so it's very rigid, very hard coded. But we've lost some features, especially like in the leads tab is really, really, really unusable for a lot I think, on the new one. So anyway,
so I'm going to get to a question here in a minute, because I want to get Max and Chad, both of your thoughts on is this a scenario of break it down to make it better? We'll talk about that. Or is this a scenario of where you think that this is just a new thing, George? But listen, the community backlash is real. Just a couple of things in the post. You removed the reason this tool existed. This is a major step backward. You turned a workflow tool into navigation. It lost most of its value. You were close, then went backwards. It just keeps it's crazy. Here's the thing, though. What I want to ask is, are humans? Hang on.
I'm just trying to. Oh, sorry. I thought you were looking at me scoffing.
Are they scared of change? Because I'm genuinely asking this, by the way, guys. Are they scared of change, and that's why there's the backlash? Because I can see it both ways. Or does it deserve what it's getting right now?
I'm trying to understand what is the biggest things that people are angry about? Because have you guys walked through the new the page that they have explaining every single thing?
The update,
really cool, interactive, walkthrough.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And are people saying the deals and leads tabs were going away, or what's the biggest gripe that people have with it right now?
Chad, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just that you're stuck with the index card functionality, which doesn't completely recreate the additional functionality that was added in the double thick side card that was a little bit more difficult to configure on the sales workspace.
Oh, so I'm in a
and by the way, Max, you said something about an interactive walkth-through?
Yeah, if you
I haven't seen an interactive walkthrough. So
click start demo.
Do you have that?
I'm going to send you the thing. Yeah, we can literally go through the whole thing together.
Yeah, send me that.
It's where it says prepare your team. offers.hubspot.com/sales-workspace.
I just put it in the HubHeroes Slack. Let's go look at it.
Take a look-see do.
Because I don't know if everybody's seen this part. Oh, I have seen this page. I didn't interact with this page, but I did see this page.
Scroll down to see where it says see what's changing, and you can hit the demo, and you can full screen it and share your screen.
See what's changing. I'm going to Control F, see demo, interactive demo. That's what you're probably trying to get me to. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They added a bunch of extra things in there, which I feel like are pretty helpful, actually.
Okay. So let me do this and boom. Modern technology, ladies and gentlemen.
Whoa.
Full screen.
Here.
Top right. Yep.
Right here. You want me to hit this, Max? This top right here?
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, if you're listening to the audio version of this, this is definitely one that I'm going to have to make sure gets
Watch it on the YouTube, guys.
You
Not that
watch
hard.
it on YouTube. Okay.
Gets to the
Welcome
dudes.
to the new Sales Workspace. Click through this interactive demo to understand all the key changes we made. HubSpot, not us, by the way, and how they may affect your sales workflows. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Start
Pause
demo.
real quick. Pause real quick. Chad, is there a reason I'm looking at mine and I don't see leads? Is it just because I don't have like leads?
It's you don't have the
activated in
leads
whatever
object
portal?
turned on. Yeah. So
that
it'll be
makes
off.
sense. I'm
Yeah.
in a demo portal. So yeah.
Okay. So we get a summary. Let's start the summary page. The summary page has been redesigned to let end users personalize the layout to suit their workflows. Okay. So obviously this is customizable, probably lightly customizable, but we're seeing things like tasks, high priority to-dos, calls, emails. I can start a task. I can create a task, outreach activities. Very nice. Okay. So far, so good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't complain. Yeah.
All right. Next, by the way, next of 38. Okay, you can now freely reorder cards through drag and drop. Nice. Yep. That's nice. Or collapse cards to stow them away. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, we added 2 new cards, follow up on meetings and recently stalled deals to automatically flag important reoccurring action items.
Seems helpful.
So this feels very valuable right here.
Yeah, this is really good because now especially if you're using the HubSpot meeting recorder for your sales team, it comes up with action items. It comes up with a follow-up email that it can help you generate based on all those AI data settings that we need to revisit at some point. The brand voice, the ICP, the products and services, like it's aware of all that, right?
Yeah.
And so now it's scanning your meetings with all that. By the way, there's also a really cool new AI feature that dropped recently about deal properties and being able to try to have it auto-fill all your deal properties based on the deal properties description. And you turn it on and it will take credits eventually, but man, how awesome is it that you have meetings, your reps do their job, you want extra data, but you don't want to just like demoralize their souls and make them click a bunch of buttons in the CRM.
Yeah.
And we can just slurp it up out of the meeting transcripts,
Slurp it up. By the way, can I just say there was something that at the very beginning that you said of this part right here is like, if you're using the HubSpot call recorder and if you're not, what's the matter with you right now? Like that thing has gotten so good with the power
so
that
good.
oh my gosh. Like,
Yeah.
Listen, there was a time that I paid for a VOMA. By the way, VOMA,
Did you know
love
what VOMA
you.
stood for?
Yeah.
What?
It's great.
A very organized meeting assistant.
Oh, nice. Well, I love you, but I canceled you months ago because of everything that HubSpot Note Taker and Call Recorder has been doing. Because it puts the unstructured data right in my portal where I need it to be. Anyway, okay, so if you're not using that, use that because then everything that we're talking about here that seems pretty dang valuable. All right, moving on. Next, suggested tasks. Guided actions have been renamed to suggested tasks and have become smarter. They will only appear when relevant and will disappear when they grow stale.
I like
So
that.
if you ignore them, they go
things.
away.
I like that they're I like that they're naming things.
Yeah.
Things that we're already familiar with.
Yes.
Right? Like this is good without it like meaning something different. You know what I mean? Like, this can turn into like a real task. Right.
Yeah.
So like calling it a task. Oh, is it an action or is it a task? Right.
Yeah.
Smart move there.
I love the idea of it just like, because by the way, we're fundamentally bad at, and one of the things that we ask for our call recordings is, can you give me a list of stuff that I can do? Because by the way, I was actually watching Netflix when I looked like I was on that meeting with them. Like, no, you probably don't do that. You guys don't do that anyway, but like suggested things that you can turn into things that you need to do. Like this feels valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next.
Yeah, that's good.
Suggested tasks are also no longer a separate feature. They have been integrated into tasks. Okay, so there's tasks and there's suggested tasks. Very
I
interesting.
think suggested tasks are probably like little task templates that you can turn into real tasks. Is what it sounds like.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Ooh, don't
So you just click a clickety
give you
clacker and then it clicks it right into the
templates.
tasker.
You know,
Well,
the
don't
amount
think
of
of it
stuff
as
I've
like a
had written
reusable
in
template.
task
It's
descriptions.
probably just it's probably like a pre-written task that's forming based off what
Yeah.
it sees you doing.
Yeah, and you know,
Yep.
the thing, how many times I've had to write descriptions into tasks and just wish there was like an easy way. Like, can't you kind of get me 90% there? Now maybe they are. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, we flew clear over to the sidebar. Okay. The sidebar is still the same, except you can now also view your schedule in list view.
This is actually
Okay.
like the mobile app. The list view schedule is
Yeah.
much like the mobile app version of the schedule, which
Okay,
can
it
be
wants
helpful
me to-
depending on who you are.
It
Oh,
wants
click
me
it.
to click, guys. Should I click? I think I'm
Yeah.
safe to click. This is. Yeah. So I click it. Oh,
Ooh.
there we go. Oh, hamburger. Oh, wait. Oh, that's everything new. No, I don't think that's what it was supposed to do. Because it's 9 of 38. So don't do
Well,
that.
'cause
Okay.
it's
Well,
38
there's more
total.
tabs. We got
Yeah.
more tabs.
With list view, you can still jump into any upcoming sales meeting or task and get straight to work. I love this. Like,
Yeah.
here's what's
Me as well.
next. It's funny, view meeting, but I think there's also maybe in here like the ability
Join.
to prep for meetings and stuff and join.
Yeah,
and
so
stuff like
you
that.
go into view meeting and that takes you to what's called the schedule workspace, which is
Oh.
what they renamed the schedule tab.
Okay.
The schedule workspace can now be accessed from both the customer success and the sales workspace. And you
So
can
this over
use
here.
a service or a sales seat that just directly opens that meeting in that meeting prep view and allows you to create a deal if there's not already one, or associate an existing deal, and it'll give you analytics on it. You can at any time click the AI button, or on some of the specifically generated things, go into the AI summary of what it already generated automatically.
Boom. So eventually we probably get to the schedule tab that Chad
Yeah.
just referenced. Okay, next.
Is
Let's
it
move on.
is
Okay,
it totally obvious to everybody
What?
but me what that little LinkedIn thing is?
LinkedIn thing. What LinkedIn
Back,
thing?
hit back.
Yeah.
What's the LinkedIn 11 number right there?
Oh,
Yeah, that's LinkedIn connection
Actions.
request tasks. Yeah,
Yeah.
actions.
Oh, it's a
So like if
task.
you have a
Yeah,
sequence or whatever and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
mark a connection request.
I didn't realize it was
Yeah.
sitting in tasks.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, HubSpot is the whole LinkedIn thing. Anyway, I watched it, and not why we're here. Next, okay, so that's everything with the new summary page. Okay, sweet. Bop 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 beep bop. We talked about it. Next, okay, so now it's going to take us. Okay, the sales workspace now uses the same task queues as Smart CRM instead of its custom playlist. Click this email card to see the new task queues in action. Oh, okay. So
Hit
we
it.
click on that. Oh, we're transported over here. Okay. So now we're, I always like D'Angelo Stuber. Okay. Mining developer of whatever that is. Okay. One click and you can immediately start working the first task in this queue. Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah, before
Next.
like
Oh,
sometimes
yeah.
you'd go to the
Top.
tasks page and then
Yep.
you would end up on the tasks index page and then have to choose a set of tasks or start a view or something like that.
Gotcha. Okay. So next, overview. You now have access to the full record, including all its information, activities, associated objects, and more. Nice. By the way, if you go back and listen to 2 episodes previous to this, this custom thing that you're looking at right here will make more sense as well in the things that you could add to this. Okay, next. To navigate the task queue, you can use the top banner to progress through the queue. Click to move to the next task. Let's move to the next task, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, we're killing. Okay. If the record associated with the task is enrolled, the prospect agent or a sequence, they will be highlighted like this. So at the
That's
top
not
of the
new.
record.
That's we've
No.
done that for a long
Yeah,
time.
that's been there.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
still nice. Pause, unenroll.
Can I pause for a second?
Yeah,
Is a gripe that some people might have with these playlists is that like you're no longer in the sales workspace in a sense, like you're kind of like
You actually are
Navigating
on the
record?
sales workspace page technically still, because that top left button takes you back to
Yeah.
the sales workspace.
okay, interesting.
People get confused by Mr. Banner though. Mr. Banner shows up and then sometimes like I've run into it where reps are like, it's days after they've even touched a task queue and they still have that banner up there and they're just like navigating around HubSpot.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Like setting up the screen real
that's the
estate.
one thing that's like really kind of bogus about this like new UI and color palette and stuff. Like if you didn't know to look up there, you might not have any idea that you're in a task queue right now.
Yeah,
right? It
yeah,
just
people really
blends
only
into the record. Yeah.
Yeah, they focus on what they understand and what they know, and anything else, they're like, that's noise until my brain model understands what that is.
Yeah,
I
kind of wish brain they, made this a color, right? And kind of like
it needs to stand out more.
Yeah, it
like
if
that banner was like the HubSpot orange, and then you knew like, oh, this is something I can close. Like it needs to be a little bit more. Yeah. Because by the way, orange should be HubSpot's action color in the palette, but that's not that like I have ever done design or anything, but
they're doing.
I mean, the buttons are orange. Just saying, that's why we're clicking them. But so you mentioned Mr. Banner.
Quick take. I never thought I'd say this. I miss the purple. This gray is like just like it's like dead. It's like the tool is dead. I feel like I'm looking at it through a black and white TV. Like it's just so I don't know. It's or just go back to the blue.
If the purple,
back to the blue,
if the purple ever comes back, I won't quit. I won't quit HubSpot. I love you. Anyway. Okay,
the purple is whatever. The gray is just so much worse. Oh my
Chad,
God.
You mentioned Mr. Banner. By the way, we don't want to get confused or confuse anybody. That is not Bruce Banner. That is simply the banner up here at the top. Okay, so we're clicking next. What we just talked about. Let's open up the new side panel to move on to the next task in the queue. We'll go ahead and click that. Bam! Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden with this, you can see this is definitely feels like a queue.
Yeah. Now, Max, quickly too, I do want to call something out as well. Like you just simply doing the tasks obviously moves you through the queue. So if you send an email, like pop in a template or enroll them in a sequence, that button at the bottom of the email says save and complete task. And you also have your ability to create a task. So like for a sales rep, again, sometimes the sales reps don't notice this and really you got to call it out is like, okay, save and complete task and create a follow-up and send the email all in one button click and bada bing, bada boom. Your task queue's prepped for next time you need to give them a touch base.
Yeah. Nice. So Chad, what I just heard you say is if you're a HubSpot super admin, part of getting your team to love what the change is educating them on how to use the change. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the old task queue did this. It just looked a little different. This is now using the native task queuing tool.
Yeah. Max, thoughts or move forward?
Well, I mean, I think like I remember in the older sales workspace, I liked the idea of being able to like see all the other different like things I could have been, touching on the left hand side, which is like what it does still. So I mean, this is I'm not mad yet. I'm not mad yet.
I'm not mad. Okay, so next, that's the new task experience. What changed? Blah, 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 blah. We talked about it. Click Sales Workspace to go and see. Okay, Sales Workspace. Yeah. Boom, we go back here. Now let's talk about. If you hit
real quick, just to like put this in perspective, if you hit like start all in like the old version, you literally like go to a page where like all your tasks are on the left.
Yep.
But like, I don't even see like how I get them to show up here. I don't know. I don't know. I'm like not. I mean, so far I like the new version better.
Okay. All right.
I like the concept and the idea of the new version as well, personally, from an admin's perspective.
Okay.
Can we pause and go look at that thread real quick? Because I want to refresh myself with what that person was saying. So I can try to like get in their shoes and feel whatever pain it is that they said they were having.
I think this takes me out of full view, and then
I want to break down what they're saying.
Yeah, basically right here, and it's a hot bit, but at the beginning it starts out new sales workspace beta, a major step
leads
backwards.
And deals tabs specifically.
Yep.
Leads and deals tab. So he's talking about the dedicated leads and deals tab.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Can we go? Hold on. Can we go back to that demo real quick?
Yeah, we hadn't really gotten to those yet. So like,
we're about to hit it.
We're about to hit deals
tabs.
Yeah. Okay. So companies and leads used to be in a tab called prospects. You would go into prospects and then choose either companies if you're like an AE who's doing company-based prospecting and higher target, higher touch outreach. And then leads would be for like a BDR, SDR, and you had the ability to turn on these team can or can't see companies or leads or deals or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I'm not mistaken, leads is easier to get to now.
Well, no,
not?
it's
not hidden behind a second layer of prospects.
That is true.
not. Yes.
Okay.
But
okay.
it's not the same leads.
It's not the same lead. Yeah,
Not
we'll
the
get
same
there.
leads.
Okay.
I'm willing to be wrong. Yeah. I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there's going to be, that's why we're doing the show. I think there's going to be a lot of people who are trying to figure it out. And I don't want people to just be like flailing around in like, everybody says this sucks.
Yeah. Well, we have less than a month as admins to make sure that anybody who's using the existing one is aware of the new one and is going to be onboarded into it.
Yeah. See, there Chad goes again. Super admins. I hope you heard that. Okay. Next, let's talk about these 3 pages. Click deals to see what's changed. So we come to companies, leads, and deals tab. Now use the smart CRM index pages as interface instead of the custom built ones. This means that saved views are critical in helping you surface the deals that you want to see. By the way, deals and leads that you want to see. Also, here's the thing.
Got it.
If this is using the smart CRM, that also means that you have these different views like pipeline,
Board
list,
view, calendar,
map, whatever, like Gantt chart, like whatever it is for whatever object you're in, you have these other different views, which to me gets kind of interesting to think about the use of the type of view and the filtering of the view and the properties that you would show in said view. It might get interesting. Anyway, okay, so, should I hit next or you guys have thoughts?
I mean, well, right now I'm seeing like the big loss here is the sort of like richness of the data in the columns that you had from the custom ones, right? Like, for example, the deal stage is now just a simple... It just shows the property.
So
it's not
that
like
was
that.
nice because it had a little mini pipeline duder in the deal stage column.
A little goiter in there.
The sales, a little duder, and then the sales deal score was a nice rich little duder as well that you used to be able to hover over and a little widget would pop up.
Next meeting, next activity, last activity, next
was the
step,
scheduler,
all being able to like do it right from there. Like,
well, but that was broken because it didn't actually associate the tasks to the proper stuff.
That sucks.
If you did it from the index page, it was super broken. And here's the other thing. The thing that stunk, really, really stunk about the old view was if you wanted a rep, you could not set this as an admin. If you wanted a rep to get a custom view into the deal page, they had to go to their deals index tab. They had to open the view there, put it in the right order, and those would save. And the filters, the quick filters were like total. They did not work well.
Wow.
And they didn't. Yeah,
Noah,
they didn't
thanks
save.
both of you, by the way.
Yes, you're welcome, Noah. Anyway, like it was bad. Like it was a horrible experience for the rep. Once it was set up, it was usually fine, but every now and again, it just like forget its quick filters or something. So like that experience was pretty poor. And I'm assuming this came from a desire to eliminate the tech debt of their first stab at a workspace.
Yeah, here's the other thing though. I think there's also going to be a lot of people stoked that this is like regular index pages.
Yes,
right? Because there's
agreed.
A lot of people that don't use the sales workspace because they think the equivalent of the index pages there look goofy and it's different than what they're used to like everywhere else. Right. And so like I think for everyone that complains about this, there's going to be a lot of people that are like, oh, maybe we might take this seriously now and use it. Right. And so
and I can tell you that I've had clients when I was teaching the old way, they'd be like, well, why don't I just go to leads?
Yeah.
Or why don't I just go to deals? And I'm like, well, because you have this workspace.
Look at all the pretty colors. Yeah. Like, look how cute
shiny.
Look how cute these numbers are with circles around them. Like,
exactly.
Where else are you going to get that?
So if you only want to see deals assigned to you, we all know this. My deals.
Next.
Okay. Next. There
so
there
this
we
is the
go.
Preview.
Yeah, by using CRM index pages, the custom deal preview side panel has been replaced with the default CRM one.
So this is what people are pretty unhappy about.
Oh, this is what they're unhappy about. Okay, so
this
click
is one
preview.
of the big things. Now
And then boom, we get this.
This is the little guy, the skinny boy. This is the slim fast one.
It's not a Mick
right?
Thickums anymore.
Yeah, it's not a Dr. Thick with 2 C's.
Yeah. So the default CRM side panel is fully configurable. You can add deal score, insights, brief summary as modules to display all the information you were used to seeing. So you have to construct it.
Exactly.
Instead of it just being
as
something
the
constructed
admin.
for you. Yeah. So
the
the
admin needs to
admins
prep
are
the team.
mad because they got additional work.
Well, sure.
A lot more scrolling too.
Yeah. And it's a lot more scrolling because they had also tabs. And we should take a look at the CS Workspace one next, because it's a hybrid of like normal HubSpot stuff and if that makes sense.
Are you saying next episode?
Can we talk about that? That's a problem. These things should be working the same way. And the fact that one tool's taking one approach and one's taking another is like,
well, it's different teams, different humans.
I know,
exactly.
There's a disconnect.
I don't know.
But let me document this real quick for my AI assistant that may or may not be listening to this episode. Hi, assistant. Are you saying next episode we should do kind of a walkthrough of the service space, kind of like we are now?
Yeah, dog.
Assistant, order Max and Xbox on Amazon. Assistant, order an Xbox for Max on Amazon. Send it to his house.
I love it.
Send it to the same place he sent the blanket. You have it on file.
If you're wondering what in the world we're talking about, that's the blanket in the back that is Max as the Batman hero. And we're going to get Chad his version of that here soon. Okay, so it's a slim one. People are frustrated about this. Let's hit next. And it goes to leads. Okay, we know. Let's look at leads. So leads are qualification object. They help you track your efforts. We know this. Leads do not represent a person. Leads do not represent a person or a business. That's what contacts and companies are for. Instead, leads have more in common with the deal object, just like deals. Okay. Yeah, it's the pre-money and the post or during money conversations HubSpot. Can't we just say it that simple? Okay, next. So we go to leads. By using the CRM index pages, you can now view your leads in board view. Nice. Yeah. Click this roster icon to take a look. Boom.
Thanks, roster.
By the way, to do that, you're probably going to want to know what stages your freaking leads go through.
Yeah.
Anyway, thoughts here, Chatter Max.
This is like awful for reps who want to actually start up a queue. You can't even in the table view, you can't even bulk enroll them in sequences or bulk create tasks for the leads, I don't believe.
Really? Like there's no way to like select the boxes.
You can do you can do select in index view, but the options that come up are like not useful at all. You could add them to the power dialer. That's like all you can do.
HubSpot.
But you can't
go in table and then
HubSpot. You can go to table, but we're saying from board view.
Table doesn't even let you create tasks for them, and maybe sequences there. But I know that HubSpot, you can't create tasks for them, or you can't work the leads. If you go like, here's all my hot leads that are new, and I want to just click a button and work them. No.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
I mean, if that's the case.
Yeah, it's awful.
Ooh.
I can enroll them in a sequence.
You can do sequence, but can you work the leads? Like I want to work these 12 leads, or I want to create tasks for the 12 leads, right?
Is that what
they used to be able to start the leads?
Before?
Yeah. You used to be able to start the leads, right?
Max, are you pissed yet?
Pissed is a strong word, but I get it.
Okay. Let's move on. So this is a okay. Yeah. So just like with deals, saved views are crucial. Yep, we understand.
Saved views are great. We love it.
Yeah, get to the thing that you want to get to. Now let's look at a lead up close. Click this lead to open up the preview side panel. Okay.
Same side panel as
Yep. Okay. So the side panel is fully customizable, designed. Again, go back to the 2 episodes that we just did. Customize the right sidebar, the left sidebar. Customize
this is the preview customization.
That includes the ability to schedule a next activity. Love that. Okay. Oh, we're done with leads.
Yeah,
in and
that's
out.
all you get.
Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah, there's no concept of like starting a lead anymore. right?
Right.
Like
you can't
that's
start
gonzo.
the 25 leads, right?
Yeah,
or whatever.
wow.
So like, let's say you have all your new hot leads. You want to work them all.
You'd have to build tasks for them and run a task queue?
But you can't bulk create tasks for them. You'll like have to do it with automation or something.
Oh, God.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
There's
you're
no
gonna have,
way to like grab 15 and throw tasks on them.
Wow.
There was literally
Goodness.
like there was a setting where if it hits SQL, turn it into a lead. Guess what?
Yeah.
You need a workflow for that now, I bet.
No, you can do
No,
that. That's just
that's
a setting
still
of the
in there?
sales
Still in
workspace.
there? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So
it's just
still
that
in
you
there.
can't action on them as a rep, as the human doing the work and reaching out to these people, these opportunities that are coming in for pre-sales conversations. You can't get through the queue quickly or easily anymore.
Yes. Okay.
Start.
So companies,
That's crazy. Yeah. Wow.
Next, just like deals, companies, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Next,
Things,
my target accounts. Yeah. Ideal customer profile tier, life cycle stages. Okay. Yeah. We get it. Advanced
Filters.
filtering. Yeah. Makes sense.
love filters.
Save the views. Out of all the places, HubSpot, can we just make it so it auto saves you? Anyway, save the views. Please do it.
Yeah.
And then summary. And that's everything new with the updated deals, leads, and companies. Beautiful. Click summary. Okay, so we're getting to the summaries tab, and that's the updated sales workspace. Back to the resource center and stop.
I bet
sharing.
the person who made that story lane is actually really happy that we walked through it
I mean,
on like live, because sometimes people don't get to see like all the hard work that people do. And that was really well put together. It was a great overview. If I never used the old one, I'd be like, man, this sales workspace is pretty dope. And like as an admin, one thing that's really cool is now when I make admin promoted views or I make default views for index pages, all of those filters are on there for every new user who comes into my portal. I got a new rep. They're working off the same playbook. You could not do that before in the sales workspace, right?
Yeah.
Or it was a lot harder. You had to like, I had to have a 30-minute meeting with somebody to teach them how to do the deal index, jump, refresh, log out, log back in to get the quick filters to come over, you know?
Yeah. So, wow. Okay. So here's the thing, Max.
That's fun.
Max, one thing. Here's what we're gonna do. Because by the way, that was the episode. Max, your one thing that you would say. Chad, your one thing, and then I'll close with my one thing, and we'll send people on their way.
Don't do that. I don't know. I mean, I can totally understand why people are frustrated with that. It's also like interesting too, because like most of the discourse we hear online about the lead object is, oh, the lead object sucks and I hate it. Right. And then like, as soon as they get rid of like a lot of the core stuff in there, all of a sudden people are up in arms about it. Like, I think it's really interesting.
2 days ago, they were trying to figure out how to turn leads off in their portal.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's just like, you took away the one good thing about HubSpot, right? I mean, but I can, for anyone using it, I can totally understand that this is like totally different, right? You know, especially not having that ability just to like work the lead as if it's its own task and not have to like, I don't know, man. It's brutal. That's hard. You know, and they are getting rid of what it seems like, at least visually, what made that space really special, you know? So yeah, dude, I don't know. It's
Chad,
it's tough. I didn't know, because I remember talking about these updates like on the Monday morning briefing, but like
who do you talk with about that? Yeah, Kyle Jepson, the one
Monday,
and only.
Yeah, the Monday morning show, baby.
If you're not tuning in, make sure you tune into that show as well.
Please do. Except we're not doing it today because he's on a plane. So yeah, I don't know. That's it's a tough one. Not great, Bob. Not
Chad,
great, Bob.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the one thing that I have to look forward to is that any updates and improvements made in HubSpot for any of the index pages will automatically flow into the sales workspace, and there won't be a lag between a feature that's added in one spot and a feature that's added in another spot. I totally understand why HubSpot did this, and it means at least that we'll have feature parity with regular HubSpot views. But at the same time, I think they need to snazz up the regular HubSpot views. You know, it being a home base of operations, like if they can add queuing to the leads index page and add the ability to create tasks for leads, boy, howdy, I think that thing would be pretty fine. Like, I mean, it'll get it right back to where it was. It won't be any worse than it was before, you know, at least if they do that. So there's only a couple tiny features for leads. I feel like if they make the preview panel in deals like the preview in the CS workspace, which we may or may not look at next week, and the configurability there, I think we'd be on a pretty decent spot. It's a medium side panel, not quite the big thickster, but not quite the skinny mini. So
yeah. So Chad, what I hear you saying is the sales workspace project team needs to have lunch with the service CS workspace team. CS workspace team, and then they can just figure out what they want to do moving forward. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I think there's a couple things. One, I think we're in a scenario of break it down to build it back up. And I do say this a lot about HubSpot. It's the worst it'll ever be because now they're going to go in a direction. Chad, I hope some of your directions are the directions that they go. But Chad, you said something very interesting towards the end of this show that I'll leave people with. And that is, you said, if I was a new user, I would think this is great.
Yeah. If I'd never used the old one.
If I'd never used the old one. And ladies and gentlemen, I would ask you with HubSpot and maybe with your life in general, how much historical baggage are you bringing along that you actually can't see the positive in the situation? Hence why I asked my assistant, can you tell me if there was anything good said in this community post? Shine the light, be better. Don't forget to be a happy, helpful, humble human. And we'll see you on the next episode of Hub Heroes next week.
Drink some water.
Okay, Hub Heroes, we've reached the end of another episode. Will Lord Lack continue to loom over the community, or will we be able to defeat him in the next episode of the Hub Heroes Podcast? Make sure you tune in and find out in the next episode. Make sure you head over to thehubheroes.com to get the latest episodes and become part of the League of Heroes. FYI, if you're part of the League of Heroes, you'll get the show notes right in your inbox, and they come with some hidden power-up potential as well. Make sure you share this podcast with a friend, leave a review if you like what you're listening to, and use the hashtag HubHeroes on any of the socials and let us know what strategy conversation you'd like to listen into next. Until next time, when we meet and combine our forces, remember to be a happy, helpful, humble human, and of course, always be looking for a way to be someone's hero.